What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to show you guys how to beat cover 3 and cover 4 when the outside corners have the deep out KO ability. We talk about it almost every day here on the channel. Different ways to attack this meta. Most of the pro players out there right now are running some version of a outside third or outside quarter. They're putting the KO abilities on these players to help defend corner routes, and it's creating a lot of stress on compression-based offenses. So today we're going to get into a spread look. This could be from shotgun or under center, and we're going to be breaking down, stop me if you've ever heard this before, the smart routed fade stop. The smart routed fade stop is a staple route. I've been using this for years. We've done so much content over the years in Madden, whether it be getting a elite cut up the field to separate against man, whether it be beating zone KOs in previous iterations of the game, or utilizing it from weird condensed splits where you get outside receiver routes to create a super curl in the middle of the field. This is a route that is always good against KO zone-based meta. So let's go ahead and take the field with this. You're going to want to choose any formation that has at least 2 receivers and is spread out. So don't be calling tight formations. You want a spread out formation. We're going to choose the spread flex weak. I don't even run this formation. Now on the defensive side of the ball, we are going to run a cover 3. This is obviously going to involve having KOs. You can see here on the outside right, I've got Randy Moss. He has the X Factor ability where he gets unstoppable deep KO after 1 interception. So that's active. He essentially has that ability. On the far left side of the field, we've got Bo Jackson with deep out KO. We're going to be attacking him here with this particular tip as well. From an offensive perspective, I would highly recommend you guys have a hot route master for this. If you don't, you will want an outside apprentice or a wide receiver apprentice that you place on the outside of your formation. Now, here's how to make this work. We are going to take the outside receiver. We're going to put them on the fade stop route. This is a very short route that is honestly not great until you smart route it up. And as we talked about for many years now, when you smart route up a fade stop, it is going to run 25 to 30 yards downfield and then turn around like a curl route. This is perfect because you guys can use a streak or a seam, or in this case, we have a stock kind of outside release fade to Shannon Sharp that's going to run off the outside third. So if I snap this ball here, you see that A runs off the zone, B sits down underneath. This is easy money. The KO can't get back, and we pick up a free 30 yards. Now, this also does work to the wide side of the field as well. With this, you will want to make sure that you guys utilize a fade to the slot. Do not use a streak. You will notice that the streak runs too close to the middle of the field. The slight outside release of Julio Jones on this will be enough to get into that outside third grid, continue to pull him down the field, and allow us to throw this to the wide side of the field to Mike Williams and pick up again 25 to 35 yards because it is wide open. Now, I know what some of you guys are saying. Hey, Zan, don't players like to run zone drops? Is this really going to be something that you can throw? This is where you want to pay attention to what your opponent is doing with their AP setup. Every game, I will pull up my opponent's X factors and their superstar abilities, and I will check and see what the outside corners have. Most players now are running KOs on the outside. Again, those outside thirds and outside fourths that are found in cover 4 drop with the KO do a really good job of breaking back on corner routes. A lot of players like to run a streak and then run a corner route underneath of it. They put these players with these abilities on the outside for that purpose. If they run their KOs up top at safety and they don't have KOs on the outside, you're very likely looking at a Mabel player, which is going to be having a purple set to 5, a blue set to 30, and then like a deep half over the top of that with the KO ability. So if you face that type of AP setup on defense, this tip will not be as viable. Although today, later in the short, I'm going to show you guys a nice little breakdown that actually can kind of get you the same fade stop open against Mabel. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, maybe even drop a comment below to help push this video out in the YouTube algorithm. Let's go ahead and talk about cover 4 here. This time we're going to run a little spread. We're going to run trips tight end flex. Again, I'm in the Eagles playbook, very meta. We're going to run a fade stop to the X receiver, smart route it, and then we're going to run something that just releases vertically. Now, for the rest of this, kind of up to you. I would probably just run something like a drag post combo in the middle of the field, just kind of use the middle of the field. But again, if they press, if they do really anything with this, you're still going to use the slot fade to get into the outside 4th zone's grid, pulling him away from that super curl route. So when we snap this ball, look at Y, pulling that zone all the way deep. Now I can step up into this throw, 25 yards, a juke, maybe to the inside, make them miss. You could house call this conceivably after the catch. Of course, as well, you could window dress this. You don't have to come out straight up in a trip set and just snap the ball at this route combo. You could, if you wanted to, motion across a receiver to turn him into an outside receiver, placing him on a fade stop. Once he's set, go ahead and smart route him. And then again, just make sure that you have a slot fade that can get into that outside quarter. Again, snapping the ball, you're going to see here that A is going to pull that zone, and now I can step into this throw on the sideline, and we've window dressed this up a little bit, and we can pick up a lot of yardage with this after the catch. Again, you're going to be wide open provided your opponent isn't running a 30-yard blue under this. Again, most players don't tend to run a deep zone that drops from the outside corner position and then somehow have a blue that's set to 30. It's just, you don't see it very often. Now let's go ahead and talk about, working this into some of the blitz metas that exist in this game. So we're to stay right here with, let's go double stack. This honestly would be a pretty good formation that you could do this out of. Very annoying. A lot of players really can't pass out of this, but it's hard to stop the RPO. Again, with this, if your opponent is running this, they're pressed up. This is the perfect example of a route combo you can use out of such a wide spread out formation. So again, here we could use A on this fade stop, smart route it up, put B on a streak to run off the coverage. You're going to see right here that we could go ahead and run off the shell, and then that route is going to spot up at this spot on the field. You can throw it, make a juke, make another juke, hopefully make them miss. Now let's talk about the blitz. With the A-gap blitz meta that is out there, a lot of players are going to be running the play that is known as the free safety fire zone. And with this particular defense, what they're going to do is they are going to essentially just come out and press it, and then they are going to pinch the line. And then what a lot of players will do is maybe they'll man this guy up on somebody. So for the sake of this particular breakdown, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to man him up on, let's say, the Y receiver. With this particular breakdown, a lot of players will just kind of play, hybrid style coverage, and they're going to hope for that A-gap blitz pressure. With this, obviously, you could go ahead and slide protect, block the running back, ID the mic on the nose tackle. And again, with this, even with the streak manned up, it's going to pull the man coverage defender, and it's going to pull the deep zone, which is going to allow us to still throw that fade stop up. Again, you see right here, we just pick up the blitz. This player's going to spot up. We deliver the ball. The KO can't get there. You see right there, it gave us a credit for a completion. We had 2 feet down. The game is just like that. So there you guys have it. The fade stop being something that you can utilize from spread sets of all types. You guys can utilize motion out of compression sets if you want to make this work as well. It is a route that I think is very reliable against the current defensive meta. Most pro players are not running 30-yard blues underneath of a outside third or an outside quarter that has a KO ability. This should be free for the stealing. You guys can mix it in via motion as well to be a real pain. Hopefully this is something you guys add to your offense. If you guys are looking for more ways to beat the deep out KO meta, make sure you guys head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Check out the vault. I've got so much content in the December vault focused on this particular defensive setup. It gives a lot of players trouble. You guys will not have any problems with this moving forward, I can assure you. The link is in the description. Hope you guys like today's video. We'll see you guys on Monday. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.